people like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team in 2025 on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
We got Homer, Matt Hamilton.
Yeah.
We have
Pessimist Molly.
No. Realist.
and then contrarian.
Total.
Jim Rutledge here.
It's Mer.
I'm the problem. It's
Mister.
Could it be possible you guys are the best show in ESPN Wisconsin, the whole state?
Yeah, obviously. It's
possible. Anything's possible.
You're the best.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
Is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I am Jim Rutledge. I have the power. We are not in the Everlight Solar Studio. We are at TPC, and we are here for the AmFam Championship. By we, I mean Molly Brown, Jim Rutledge, and Matt Hamilton. Riley Yauk back at the Everlight Solar Studio. And, man, it is a gorgeous day today. You can see that on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. You can stream us with the ESPN Wisconsin app. And most importantly, folks, we are new to the Milwaukee market. We're not on often. We're not brand new, but we are a special edition today. So, one, I always like to try to do this when I'm on in the Milwaukee area. What's up, Cedarburg? That's where I grew up. And also...
Ozaukee County represent, right?
Yep, there you go. There you go. Vote for Jim, Matt, and Molly as Best Madison Radio Team. Please do that for us. Text BEST UP to 844-770-3776 to get the link for your vote. So, setting this up, I want to tell everyone Matt Hamilton is the Olympic gold medalist, and he is also the gold medal defender of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Molly Brown, what would best describe your thoughts on Sir Aaron Rodgers?
Ooh,
I figured he knighted himself at some
Sir
point.
Aaron Charles.
Yeah.
Sir Aaron Charles. I'm glad you asked. I am excited for him to be with the Steelers.
No, I just mean
like,
as a person.
Oh, just as a person.
Yeah,
Okay.
We'll get into the whole thing. I just want you. What's your stance on Aaron Rodgers?
I mean, I have
that's
to keep
it. There you go. That's it. That's the answer.
Well, I'm. Let's just say I'm not Matt Hamilton when it comes to loving Aaron Rodgers. I used to enjoy him. I used to like watching him. Then I feel like just all the things that happened off the field, the way his presence was on the field. He's just a toxic human to me. So that's the simply put version of how I feel about him.
And I will admit this: I did watch Enigma on Netflix, and I came to the same conclusion on Aaron Rodgers. He just needs to shut up about the stuff off the field.
Yep.
Just in the idea of, like, when he says things about, like, oh, I'm trying to be more mentally well, and I'm trying to see the positive in things more, and I'm trying to take a different view on things, those all make sense. But not we all are trying to do – I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to be more than just football. Yeah, Aaron, we all are. And then also, you don't need to – you're not silenced. You're on the Pat McAfee show. You got a Netflix doc they just watched on you, and you just stole the news over the last 24 hours because you intended to sign with the Steelers, and you have now. But, again, stop acting like you're not platformed. So it just goes back to shut up. Like, we get it, man. Go ahead and have your beliefs.
Yeah.
But just also remember that if you believe something and you did your thoughts on things, doesn't mean that other people also didn't, and they're not wrong because they don't disagree with you. And if you think they are, that makes you a giant hypocrite because then you are doing exactly what you don't want them to do, which is judge people on what they think.
Yeah.
So he's a giant hypocrite and he needs to shut up. On that note, though, Aaron Rodgers is not going to shut up. He's going to be wearing black and yellow now. And we did ask the question yesterday, and we can get people chiming in early on our Siding Unlimited poll question that we posted on ESPN Madison yesterday. You can chime in on the Carbos Talk text line 844-770-3776. This is more. And, Molly, you were out, and then we can have our new audience chime in on this as well. But I'll share the results as of the last time we checked. Who will have a better post-Packers/Jets career? Because both of these dinguses played for the Packers and – that's the nice D word I was going to say.
Yep.
Played for the Packers and the Jets. And now, obviously, Brett Favre wrapped up with the Vikings. and was 12-4, took his team to the NFC Championship game, could have won an MVP, had his best season in maybe a decade when he played for Minnesota, his first year away from the Jets. The second year was not so great. So Aaron's got a high bar to live up to.
Yep.
But right now, 86% of you say Brett Favre will end up having the better post-Packers/Jets.
I mean, I don't know how you can say Rodgers in that poll.
I mean, he makes the championship game, right? You say that?
Yeah, but Brett Favre was an interception away from going to a Super Bowl. Like,
isn't that the story of his life?
Yes, very much so. But I mean, I also don't think how you like.
I read that book.
The great book. Yeah. Brett Favre, My Story.
Yes.
Interception away from a Super Bowl.
But I mean, you guys mentioned it yesterday. Like, Brett Favre had the best season of his entire career with the Minnesota Vikings that year. And then I think also
statistically,
I believe, Matt, when you were defending Aaron Rodgers, you were saying, well, he still has the arm strength, which, okay, fair, but also he tore his Achilles. Yeah. He's the oldest person in the league, right? He's 41 years old. So I don't think that his mobility is going to be anywhere near what it was even 5 years ago.
100% agree on that.
Like, I think this is a good team for him to be surrounded by. I think he could have success, but I don't think he's going to have anything crazier than what Brett Favre did.
Right. Brett Favre was in the same boat, though. He still had the arm strength, but everything else was slowed down.
Okay, I know Brett Favre is a toxic human, like what we know now, but was he very toxic when he was with the Vikings? Because I think Aaron Rodgers is just stinky when he comes into the locker room.
I also watched Brett Favre Untold or whatever.
Yep.
And I was reminded, and Viking fans did not cover themselves in glory with this, that the news of Brett Favre and his texting and escapades and all of that with the Jets, which looking back on, he probably should have been maybe arrested for, at least fired for, suspended for, that popped up when he was with the Vikings in year one. Viking fans were finding fans on the street and being like, I don't care what he does off the field as long as he wins for us. That's what I was saying. They didn't cover themselves in glory. Mm-hmm. But as far as being a trash person, it's obviously shortly after the Jets thing, pre-alleged, defrauding the state of Mississippi. Yes. You got lines, like you got markers of trashy things that Favre has done. And so it's in between the two of them. But also, he at a bare minimum had to address, and players had to address, and teammates had to address his exploits with the Jets and his Crocs with the Jets when he was on the Vikings. So there was at least some of that the players at least had to deal with in year one with the Jets, or with Vikings. Sorry. Good Lord. Got hopped around all over the place.
So you're saying the drama
is going
to be similar because Aaron Rodgers is a little walking drama queen, right?
He's just not I just can't imagine that he's a good teammate. I can't. I can't imagine that Mike Tomlin is going to be able to put up with him for very long. I can't imagine that I just don't think that he's going to be a good person to have in a locker room.
The starter in Week 8?
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah,
right?
I do. I really do,
For the Packers' sake and as a fan, yeah,
so that
I
leads
hope
me
so.
into, and again, you can chime in on yesterday's Siding Limit poll question we did on Jim, Matt, and Molly that we did on ESPN Madison today. Obviously, we're across ESPN Wisconsin. You can get into the show, 844-770-3776, and the Carl was talking text line list is more. Yesterday's question was, who will have a better post-Packers/Jets career, Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre? 86% of you said Brett Favre. Your question, Molly, about Aaron Rodgers and his age. He will not only be most likely the oldest player in the NFL. Mercedes Lewis, and I think there's a kicker.
Yep, they're right around there.
They're 40. They would not pass him as the oldest player in the NFL. And I believe, if you trust the internet, Aaron Rodgers is the oldest player once he plays for the Steelers to play for the Steelers.
Oh, wow.
Quarterbacks are becoming like presidents.
In history?
Can we not replace any of these people? We got old-ass presidents. We got old-ass quarterbacks. Is there nobody else around that can play or lead?
That is
Goodness,
true.
like a geriatric quarterback position, geriatric in the Oval Office as well. But 844-770-3776, Carl was talking text line list is more. I have this theory, Matt. We brought it up yesterday, and this is what I think I want to get into today. And I want your thoughts on it. And again, you can chime in on the side of them with a poll question. The main question we're going to post to start today's show is: I believe Aaron Rodgers is either going to boom or bust with the Steelers. To your point of, is he going to be out in Week 8? Mm-hmm. Like, there's no in-between. I don't see him just, winning 9 games. Either this is going to go so well, and he's going to be so arrogant, and they're going to be, and Tomlin and all of them going to be vibing, and they're going to love it, and T.J. Watt is going to be sacking everyone, and DK Metcalf is just going to be bulldozing folks, and the thing is going to look fantastic. Caleb Johnson from Iowa, the new running back for the Steelers, he's just going to, everything's going to click, and it's going to be amazing, and they're going to be like a 10, 11, 12-win team. Or Rodgers gets hurt. Rodgers starts doing the palms up, which is what he's known for.
Yeah.
Mr. Palms Up of like, wasn't me. And so he's like Shaggy out there. And so like instead of him being that, like that's the other choice. Is if things go bad, he's going to go palms up. I don't know. Arthur Smith sucks. I don't know. Why'd we trade away our one of our receivers? Like it's one of the two. So I think it's either like 4-12 or 12-4. So the question I want to ask, our signing limited quote question, what's that? 12-5, sorry. I was going off there Aaron Rodgers, what he did. So our signing limited poll question is it going to be boom or bust for Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers? I think there's no in between.
I mean, you guys, they were 10-7 last year when they had Russell Wilson and Justin Fields as their quarterback.
How glorious will
how
it
do they
be
not
if
go
Justin
12
Fields and Russell Wilson end up being a better combo than a full healthy season of Aaron Rodgers?
Just taking over New York?
Chef's kiss.
No
the most
chance.
annoying quarterback by the end in Russell Wilson. They making Tom do it. They hated him. And now bringing Aaron Rodgers and he does worse. It'll fill my small heart. It'll make it bigger,
that
like the
cold
Grinch.
heart of yours.
Yeah, like
So
the Grinch.
how many head coaches has Aaron Rodgers gotten fired, right? Mike McCarthy,
Yeah.
Saleh.
Robert Saleh, not Tarek.
Yeah. sorry, Tarek.
Yeah,
I-
Tarek
is
Saleh,
Mike-
all-time leader in sacks, UW history, and the host of The Huddle here on ESPN Madison.
Is Mike Tomlin going to be the third coach that Aaron Rodgers is fired?
You forgot
No? Nathaniel Hackett?
Hackett, yeah, put Hackett in there. That's in the wake.
Yeah, I mean, technically, it's a coach.
Yeah,
For
that's in
sure.
the wake. Now he did also make Hackett employable in the first place.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Fought for him to get a job.
Well, I mean, the whole reason Hackett had the stint in Denver is
Yep.
because what he was able to do with Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. So now I'm
wow.
just thinking,
I don't
is
think
Tomlin?
he actually did that with Aaron
Tomlin-
Rodgers, but the perception that he did something with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, I was listening on Sportsman.
Tomlin's job is safe in Pittsburgh.
I was listening on Sportsman like this morning. You can hear that. Well, I don't know what it is in Milwaukee. I'm sorry.
Way to bring it.
Sorry.
You jumped
Weekdays
in.
from 5 until 9 on ESPN Madison. But
5 to
Chris,
7, I believe. On
Okay.
ESPN Milwaukee.
Thank you. That's
Check
why you're the
David Shuey.
lead host on this show. But Chris Canty was saying that he thinks that Mike Tomlin could get fired with or without Aaron Rodgers this year because they haven't won a playoff game.
So that goes
And
back
it's working.
to what I see as, the Packers are entitled. The Packer fans are entitled as far as, like, they all assume that Jordan Love, well, he's wearing the green and gold and he's been good. Like, he'll just take the next step.
Thank you.
In no world will he be Jared Goff. Like, God forbid he's a quarterback that's played in the Super Bowl and multiple NFC Championship games and is a multiple Pro Bowler and always throws for 4,000 yards and just passes. Jordan Love's never doing that. But like, God forbid that happened. Like, woe is this. But I think, because, oh, by the way, the Packers have been the bonus playoff seed, the 7th seed the last 2 years. They haven't won a division with Jordan Love, and he has been one of the worst in the league, below league average as far as completion percentage. None of those things matter because we, as Packer fans, have a God-given right, by we, I mean you two, to take a
Again,
step
don't
forward.
loop me into general
But
Packers
I'm just saying, you guys
fandom.
are Packer fans. A God-given right to just go win and go to the Super Bowl, even though they go to the Super Bowl less than like other. They're not the Patriots here, but they have this God-given right. I mean, as I've said before, when was the last Super Bowl? 2010. Like my daughter, my oldest daughter has more in common with Viking fans than she does with like. None of those 12-year-olds, if you're born as a Viking fan, you don't have a Super Bowl either. But anyways, Steeler fans have the same expectation. You get like you lose perspective. Like most teams would kill to have Mike Tomlin as your head coach.
Yep.
Most teams would kill to have Jordan Love as their quarterback. But entitled fans, and Packers are entitled with their quarterbacks, and so they have unrealistic expectations at times. I think the Steelers, the Candy's point that you brought up, Molly, I think unrealistic expectations of Mike Tomlin. Because Mike Tomlin would have a
Is the
job
Steelers,
immediately.
Packers of the AFC.
I think the Packers are the Steelers of the NFC. But yeah, same idea.
Get out of town.
But I think it is.
Again, Packers Super Bowl is more recent than the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is a good comp, though.
It
Theirs
is.
was what,
Well, and
2008?
then the same kind of thing. Like, they're storied franchises, a lot of
beat that for
past
the Super
I
Bowl.
know, but I'm
success.
saying their Super Bowl win.
Yeah.
Had some solid quarterbacks in their past, like similar. And I think they both have 4 Super Bowl wins. Steelers.
I think we've talked about this.
maybe
that
Steelers are 5, but it's 4 or 5.
the best
Steelers-
Packers comp is the Pittsburgh
The
Steelers.
Steelers have 6 Super Bowls.
6 Super Bowls. Perfect. Yeah, they're the.
So we can agree that the Packers are the Steelers of the NFC.
The Steelers have not been around as long as the Packers, Jim. So no, we can't.
So they've won more in less time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, no, because when the Packers
I'm gonna
first
slap
started,
you
they were
if you,
winning world
I'm going to slap you if you say world championships. Good God.
Why would you say that?
My rule is if your starting quarterback had to have a side hustle, it's not like a real thing. It's
I
not
have
the
a
same
side
sport.
hustle. Does that mean my Olympic medal's not real?
Yes. No.
Yes?
No. Here's the thing. Why? No, Matt. It's not rude. I said it. It's not apples to apples, man.
No, but I'm trying to make it apples to
Right.
apples.
Like, you get what I'm saying. However you want to spin it.
I'm not
sorry.
going to say the Packers or the Steelers of the NFC. That's the Steelers.
We've talked about this before. What do you mean you're not going to let him say that?
I can say whatever I want. I'm on
Yeah,
the microphone,
that's true.
Matt
That's
Hamilton.
true. It's just wrong. but
Where's
that's
your?
fine.
Why aren't you wearing your gold medal? You had it out earlier.
Thing's heavy.
Oh, good Lord. I thought you were not doing things for curlers and their athletic build. You're like, I can't wear the gold medal. It's too my dainty neck can't hold it up all day.
Plus, I don't. It's here. I got it.
Okay, I just would like to on the ESPN Madison YouTube.
Okay, we'll get her up there.
I drove my big blue truck from Simon Chevy here today. I was a little late. Apologize to everyone. We carpooled over, but my big blue truck from Simon Chevy in Mount Horeb made its way through Madison traffic. It also can make its way pulling a camper. At some point, Matt informed me I might have to help him pull his boat. I can pull a lot of things with my big blue truck from Simon Chevy in Mount Horeb. If you're looking for a better buying experience, if you're in the Madison area, you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. If you're in Milwaukee, it's a little bit more of a drive, but it's worth the drive out to Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. A better buying experience out there. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team for the third year in a row. Vote every day this month at MadisonMagazine.com.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more. The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit condonjeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Bo here from Ridgetop Exteriors. Southern Wisconsin got hit hard with hail recently. If your home took a beating, now's the time to take action. We've been delivering top quality roofing, siding, and window services locally for over 23 years. With free damage assessments and insurance experts on staff, we've been your licensed, local, and trusted contractor since day one. Don't wait until small damage becomes a big problem. Turn to Ridgetop Exteriors today. RidgetopExteriors.com. That's RidgetopExteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, it's Bucks broadcaster Dave Kane. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
If you want a fresh twist on surf and turf, look Look no further than North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. Inspired by their time living in the Alaskan Gulf in southern Texas, owners Keith and Aaron brought together unique culinary backgrounds to create a truly authentic American restaurant here in Madison. After expanding to 2 more locations in DeForest and Verona, you can savor smoky, wood-fired barbecue and freshly prepared seafood from around the country. Explore their full menu and dining options at eatnorthandsouth.com. That's eatnorthandsouth.com.
Here's to experiencing it all this summer in Wisconsin. Every deliciously cheesy, rockin', magical, fireworks-filled, festival-loving moment. There's Cheese Curd Fest in Ellsworth, Strawberry Fest in Cedarburg, Festival of the Arts in Stevens Point, and the Renaissance Fair in Bristol, Honor the Earth Powwow in Hayward, Mile of Music in Appleton, Venetian Fest, Bratfest, Summerfest. So many fests for your whole crew. Find them all at TravelWisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from TPC Wisconsin for the AmFam Championship. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown and Olympic gold medalist Matt Hamilton. We are thrilled to be out at the AmFam Championship. Riley Yauk back at the Everlight Solar Studio. Prime Tom Wollersheim with us as well at the AmFam Championship. We are presented by Coors Light. You can chime in on the talk and text line, the Carbos talk and text line, 844-770-3776. Less is more. Eric in Green Bay chimes in. I think Packer fans can be entitled in a lot of areas, but I'm not sure Jordan Love critiques completely fit the bill here. How many teams would kill for Jordan Love? There's like 12 or 15 teams where he'd be a notable upgrade and 10-plus teams where he is the same tier. I'm supportive of our QB1. I am content with him at this time, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
Which I don't stand up for you, Jim, very much, but you did say in the last segment that there's a lot of teams that would kill to have Jordan Love.
Yeah, that's my point is that, like...
You just said it in kind of a hateful way.
No, I mean, I don't want him. But, like, there's plenty of other teams that would take Jordan Love. Plenty of them.
Yeah.
Also, we have Dave and Aaron chiming in. I know it's been floated on other shows who will have a better season, Love or Rodgers. I have another good question. Who has a better season, Rodgers or Fields? Man, I would find it absolutely hilarious if Justin Fields has a better season with his former team, the New York Jets. I would love that. And then the Adam of Madison has a compliment from Matt. Matt, I turned on the YouTube stream when you had Dare on. He had Dare Ogunbowale on Wednesday. You guys chose the day for my colonoscopy to have Dare Ogunbowale on, but that hurt a little bit. Not quite as much as the colonoscopy, but still hurt. And you can stream that back on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. You can stream today's show on ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube stream as well. But Adam said his wife saw you on TV, saw Dare, and asked if Matt was Clay Matthews. And Adam said yes
because I'm so strong.
That is me. So he wanted to share the win with you.
That is an absolute win. Thank you.
God, now your head's gonna be even larger today.
Yeah, these headphones are getting tighter by the second.
Literally, Matt's got a big head, and figuratively, Matt's got a big head. But you can chime in on a Siding Limited poll question. I'm of the theory that in no way is the season for Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers going to be middling. I think it's going to be boom. Or it's going to be bust. So that's our Siding Limited poll question, 844-770-3776. You can chime in on the Carbos Talk and text line. List is more. Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers. Will it be boom or bust?
Boom. Going with boom.
You said that way too happy.
I just think it's a good spot for Rodgers. Like, he is going to have a coach who's so established in their way that I think that's something Rodgers can actually buy into. There's proof of winning culture. And, there's no proof with that with Robert Saleh. There's no proof of it with Matt LaFleur when he first got there, right? Because he was a first-time coach. Aaron Rodgers had Mike McCarthy, but, again, everything is going to run its course. That situation ran its course. Mm-hmm. I do think that this is one of the best situations Rodgers could have hoped for after leaving the Jets. There's 4 or 5 other coaches that I could see Rodgers really buying into. Maybe like an Andy Reid or a McVay, but neither of those guys need quarterbacks. So this is just the best, absolute best available landing spot for Aaron Rodgers. So, like, I think he knows that, and I think he knows that with how old he is, like Molly referred to earlier, maybe being the oldest guy in the league this year, he doesn't have a lot of time left. He doesn't have another opportunity to go find another situation that's really good. I think he's going to try and take advantage of this situation as best he can, because those last 2 seasons between the torn Achilles and then having an pretty statistics really were not paint the whole picture of Aaron Rodgers' season with the Jets. It was not as good as his numbers said they were. The numbers were fine. The eye test said it was worse. Rodgers doesn't want to go out on a note like that. I do think that he's going to do everything in his power to bring it back around to at least say playoff caliber quarterback before he ends up hanging the cleats up and then joins as a commentator.
I personally think it'll be boom, and I am saying that just very mellow.
I'd actually make a request for the Boom Goes the Dynamite, the old school. I guess that went viral before things were really going viral, the old YouTube clip of the broadcaster. It was, I don't know, maybe a 22-year-old kid doing Sports Center, like the equivalent out in God knows where.
Okay.
And his catchphrase was, boom goes the dynamite. But he said it with the least amount of confidence and gusto you could possibly imagine.
That's
and
funny.
Boom goes the dynamite.
I believe that was
like
from
a question mark, yeah.
Boom goes the dynamite?
I believe that boom was from the Costco guys, which Riley Yauk, our producer back at the Everlight Solar Studios, I believe that he is a big fan of. So
What are the Costco guys?
Exactly. But it was actually very fun. Okay, so I learned this because I was on the Saturday Scramble last week, and Riley had to give me the whole background of who the Costco guys are. They basically are just 2 dudes, like a dad and a very young son. The little son talks like this, and it's so cute. But they go around Costco, like, trying different things. He's like, I'm just a Costco guy on the couch or something. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, in terms of Aaron Rodgers, I think it'll be boom, and I say that with a lot of less excitement than Matt Hamilton does, because I don't want Rodgers to boom. I actually kind of want him to stink. Like, I just want to see him play with another team, but I have enjoyed him being, I don't know, essentially suffering with the Jets the last 2 years. And I don't mean in his, okay, whatever. But I don't think it's going to be a boom because of Aaron Rodgers. I think that the Steelers are just a good team all around, that's just going to elevate everything, and Rodgers will be essentially a game manager this season. He's not going to be the Aaron Rodgers that we're used to.
He'll have wow throws here and there, but you're absolutely right, and that's kind of the beauty, like I was saying, about the situation. Top-tier defense. Plenty of weapons. Like, the only thing that I think is hurting the Pittsburgh Steelers right now is their offensive line was pretty rough last year, and they didn't seem to address it as much as I think some of their fans were looking for or hoping for. That's the only thing. That's the question mark, because Rodgers does not throw the ball well from his back. So he's got to stay upright to have a successful season. But it really just seems like set up for Rodgers to be a game manager. And Rodgers, we know how talented he is. He could be one of the best game managers out there if he takes that role full on, 100%, buys in. But that's the question mark. We haven't seen Rodgers buy in much in the last 5 years.
844-770-3776. The Carlos Talking text line. List is more. Aaron Rodgers, I believe he's either going to boom or think you can on the Saturday and limited poll question on at ESPN Madison. Don't forget, you can stream us at we have answers here at the AmFam Championship. You can stream us on the ESPN Madison, ESPN Milwaukee YouTube streams, and you can stream us with the ESPN Wisconsin app as well. Jim Rutledge, Matt Hamilton, Molly Brown with you. Matt, you are leading me into the other question I kind of want to get into about who's got more pressure on them.
Yeah.
And we'll save that one for Wilde, but you brought up some things offensively, the offensive line for the Steelers, the playmakers for the Steelers. I think the defense for the Steelers, and again, if you guys don't know, obviously everyone on the show knows, but this show is in Madison. I'm on normally in Madison. I grew up in Wisconsin. I'm a Bears fan. That matters to you, the listener, because I'm an expert in bad quarterback play. And I've seen Rex Grossman quarterback a team to the Super Bowl with a great defense and a defensive-minded coach who was beloved by the players, who didn't win at the same clip as Mike Tomlin is with the Steelers, but Lovie Smith is the most successful coach in my lifetime, and he got Rex Grossman to the Super Bowl with a great defense.
I've seen great special teams.
I've seen Mitch Trubisky win a division with a great defense and great special teams. I don't know what the Steelers' special teams are, but their defense if TJ Watt is geared in, healthy, and ready to play, and everyone else in that team, which includes a lot of former Badgers, which we love to see here in Madison, that defense could set Aaron Rodgers up where all he has to be is the equivalent of Rex Grossman. And I think he can do that. Like, we're underestimating the fact that Aaron Rodgers could have a lot of short fields, a lot of great taking the ball over at inside, their own 50, and having shorter fields to make plays, and then having more ability to lean on the run game. Like, that defense, if you're going to think about success for the Green Bay Packers, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, that defense could be something that could push Aaron Rodgers over the top as long as he takes care of the football. And even last year when he was higher in his interception rate, which is 11, which, by the way, is the standard for Jordan Love, the high for Aaron Rodgers is 11, the standard for Jordan Love is 11. But, Aaron Rodgers at his high for turnovers is still not a turnover machine. So, if he takes care of the football and can be efficient and they have an elite defense, that Steelers team could be a team that just kind of plays old school, great defense, run the football, have a quarterback make 1 or 2 plays a game, and that's how they can make the playoffs. Jason Wilde's joining us next. It's Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Badgerland Exteriors, residential and commercial, roofing, siding, and solar. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. Wisconsin football's 2025 matchups, far from a walk in the park. The Badgers ranking at the top of the list of the toughest Big Ten schedules, according to CBS Sports. But former Badger Dare Ogunbowale believes pressure creates the best diamonds. More from his appearance on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I've always just seen it as an opportunity. It just means there's more people watching. It's just a bigger stage. Usually the game is more meaningful. I've always kind of tried to twist it in my mind to just see it as an opportunity to prepare for something that could, really be a big deal.
Replay this interview on the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app.
What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Pella has a product line for every budget.
No interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Hey, Matt Hamilton here to tell you about the delicious Odyssey Brands, a family-owned company crafting award-winning cheese right here in Wisconsin for over 4 generations. Made with locally sourced milk, Odyssey brings bold, Greek-style flavors straight to your table. From savory, crumbly feta to rich and creamy Greek yogurt, every bite is a taste of tradition and quality. You can find Odyssey products at most major retailers nationwide and online. Odyssey, crafted in Wisconsin, loved everywhere, dairy done right.
Live the high life and get into the nitty-gritty, home of the award-winning Gritty Burger and Madison's official birthday place. Enjoy a full menu including sandwiches, specialty burgers, wraps, salads, and weekend brunch. With the family-friendly environment, it's a great place to watch the big game. Plus, they've got Miller High Life Power Hour specials daily. Located in downtown Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The nitty-gritty, a tradition since 1968. Also enjoy high life at Bar Coralini, Paradise Lounge, and Jordan's Big Ten Pub.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
It's a home run! But wait, is your roof ready for the big league storms? If your roof has more holes than a catcher's mitt, it's time to bring in the pros. At Avondale Roofing, we've been handling leaks, repairs, and full replacements with major league precision for over 30 years. And as a GAF Master Elite certified contractor, we bring top-tier quality and proven performance to every job. Whether it's a quick patch-up or full upgrade, our team steps up to the plate and knocks it out of the park every time. You're out! Don't wait till water's in your dugout. Call Avondale Roofing today and keep your home in the win column.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Bree Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Play where the Badgers play and enjoy a round at University Ridge Golf Course, the official course of the University of Wisconsin. It's easy to see why University Ridge is consistently rated one of the best public courses in Wisconsin, winning awards every year since 1992. Whether it's a tournament, corporate event, or just a golf outing with family and friends, University Ridge Golf Course will make sure you have an enjoyable golf experience from start to finish. Book your tee time today at universityridge.com. That's universityridge.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team in 2025. Vote for us every day this month at madisonmagazine.com.
Jason, quick
You
question.
are one of one.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
Thank you for helping me prove my point, Molly. Because
welcome.
my point. Well, is this Matt Hamilton?
Am I not allowed to know the word filibustering?
I just didn't see that coming. That's all.
Good. I want to keep you on your toes.
Jason Wilde is on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that?
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from TPC Wisconsin for the AmFam Championship. Riley Yauk is back at the Everlight Solar Studio. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton. We're going to be joined by Jason Wilde in a second. But, Matt, what time is it? Can you read the watch?
It's 12:38.
It's 12:38. You can look on the ESPN Madison YouTube and ESPN Milwaukee YouTube. You can see my great ball watch from Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. Whether it's custom jewelry or you want a ball watch or you want to treat someone special in your life or treat yourself, Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and Middleton is Madison's custom jeweler, and they are also Madison's family-owned jeweler. We are thrilled to be joined by Jason Wilde. And Jason, Jesse Nelson is the producer of your show, and I feel like I got a little bit of the experience of Jesse Nelson as a producer. Before the show started, Jason, Jesse was being a nice guy. He's like, hey, can I get you guys anything? I'm like, you know what? It'd be awesome if you grab me a water. And so I see him standing 2 segments later here talking to you, and I said, hey, did you give my water to Kyle Wallace, who's doing a show next to us, or where is it? He goes, I completely forgot about it. So is that the encompassing? Is that the kind of the Jesse Nelson producing experience?
Yeah, I was just going to say, you've experienced what Jesse Nelson is at his core. Now, look, is he a top-flight jurist?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Does he do a good job from a technical standpoint when he does the work of posting video clips on social media? Yes. Does he do some good voices? Yes. Is he all about Jesse first, last, and always? Also, yes. So I'll be honest. I'm a little surprised that he even offered, but I'm not surprised in the least that he didn't deliver.
Right. And then, to be fully honest, he was kind of sassy when he brought it out to me. He's like, here's your water, Mr. Rutledge. I'm like, you asked if you...
Right. I didn't ask you to go out of your way to get
right,
it.
yeah.
You offered it,
right.
And now you're snippery with
yeah.
me because I actually expected you to deliver on your promise.
Well, he went in there and got himself a soda. So
He
it's
came
not like
back
he
with
made
a
a special...
cookie, too.
and a
Oh, I
cookie.
saw that exchange. Is that what that was?
Yeah. I was nice about it. I put my arm on his shoulder.
Hey, where'd you get that soda?
Yeah.
Do they have water there?
Yeah. I put my arm on his shoulder. I was nice about it. I wasn't trying to... just trying a soft sell of like, hey, where's the water you said you were going to get me? I'm parched.
Going to dehydrate here.
I'll be honest. I think, it's probably not something I should say out loud, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think he really believed that when we brought the Olympic medalist on board, he was going to get his own show with him that was going to be called Ham, Bone, and Jelly.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I'd be curious to know what your relationship has been like, because it seems to me he holds a grudge worse than I do.
You know what? There is something to that. If we want to get full into it. So initially when we were rolling out the show, and this at the time was the Jump Around back in Madison, it was a 1-hour show, I believe 2 to 3, and
3 to 4.
Was it 3 to 4? Okay, so he knew more than I did. So, Matt, we were kind of kicking around the idea. It was me solo with Alex Strofe producing. And then Jesse's like, so I'm thinking that you and Alex Strofe should just do the show together. And I was like, that's funny. I'm thinking me and Matt Hamilton should do the show together because Matt and I bonded over at his house. We hung out.
I made him a charcuterie board.
He did.
Jim's coming over.
Yeah.
Hey, no worries. You will stay hydrated and you'll be
There
full.
was fine meats and cheeses, and we sat in his backyard. I pet his dogs.
Were
it
you
was
guys
a good
on a
time.
date? Or?
Yeah, kind of.
Maybe.
It's like
Yeah.
Jim was like, we should get to know each other before we commit to doing a show, and let's have a little date.
He wined and dined me.
Yeah.
It went into all hours of the night. It was wonderful.
And we'll be back at 2 and 2.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I did accidentally poach Matt Hamilton from Jesse Nelson.
I think that's probably fair. I didn't know
I would
people
argue
were.
it's turned out better for your career.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a line. We got to do a show with Matt Hamilton. I didn't get a call from Jason Wilde, but he has a pretty good co-host right now, so I'll let that one slide.
He does.
He's not going to do it forever. I want him to do it for as long as possible. We're getting into that era, though. This will be our 9th anniversary coming up in August. And look, I tell this story all the time to people like Craig Karmazin, our founder and CEO, and Evan Cohen, who is the czar of all of our content, came to me in 2015 and said, if you could do a show with anybody on the planet, who would you choose? And I said him. I didn't know you yet. And then you became like a guest when you were like testing dyed food.
Yeah.
I'm not right about a lot of things, but I was right about that. And we all, he's a pain in the keister, believe me, at times. But he is brilliant, and we are so lucky to have him. I don't want him to retire anytime soon, but it is, it's always next man or woman up, and I want to make sure a deep bench if he ever abandons me. Rutledge is,
I was going to say, who on this panel?
Oh, my God, you guys are just butt heads.
To add to that story, Jason also said anyone but Jim.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of the few people who've been around almost as long as Jason, or maybe
ABJ.
as long.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So we do have some Packer-related questions. I'm sure based off of your show, people get really worked up if we don't talk about the Packers after a certain amount of window here. But it's still starting on Aaron Rodgers, because I just have this theory with Aaron Rodgers, former Packers quarterback, which would be, for those listening, why we're talking about him. He is
Thank you for the history lesson.
also former Packers and Jets quarterback. I think some people wonder, why are you talking about Aaron Rodgers? I don't know. He played for the Packers for a long time, and, he is of interest.
I've never seen such a well-detailed plan.
That's prime time.
That's what happens when
I
you
was
have a
going
good
to say
producer.
we might have to poach Wollersheim.
No,
from
God.
No, you're not taking Wooly.
The show goes completely off the rails.
Yeah.
But the question...
More than it normally does.
Right. I think Aaron's either going to boom or bust. Like, it's either going to work great, and he's going to be happy, and Tomlin and him are going to be vibing, and it's just everyone's going to be thrilled. The defense is going to set him up, and all he has to do is, I used the name last segment, it's like, just be Rex Grossman and just be along for the ride with a great defense. Don't turn it over, and that might work. Or it's going to bust, and he's going to be injured, and he's going to be mad, and it's just going to be a disaster. I don't see like a 7-win season out of the Steelers. I feel like it's either 13 wins or 13 losses.
Ooh.
That's a big win.
So I think this all, in my opinion anyway, all comes down to how well does that offensive line, which I don't know most of the names, which is probably not a great sign, right, that they are accomplished, proven offensive line. But how well does that group protect him so he can stay healthy? Because not only was he coming off the Achilles last season, but he got rocked pretty good behind that crappy Jets offensive line last year. And I think you saw down the stretch of the season, if you watched them play, and I know a lot of Packers fans didn't, right, because they don't want to watch that. And I'd be happy to give out.
And if they did, they're not admitting it.
Right, and I'd be not on the air, but I'd be happy to give up the password for my NFL Plus so you guys could watch him in some of those games down the stretch last year. He did not play poorly. He didn't. Now, I know that that's not the popular narrative. Did he play at the level that he did in 20 and 21 when he won back-to-back his third and fourth MVPs? No, of course not.
Right.
But I don't think he's washed. I don't. And, that's not, anything about my relationship with him or history with him or anything like that. That's just being realistic about where I think he is. And so I think, now, is he capable, I said this on our show, of being 2009 Brett Favre with the Vikings? Probably not, but I wouldn't rule it out.
Right.
And if he does that, and that's his 1 year in Pittsburgh, and they make it to an AFC championship game or a divisional round game that they lose a close game to the Chiefs or the Ravens or whoever, that's a pretty darn good way to go out. Certainly a vast improvement over what last year was.
Well, that's interesting that you bring that up, because the poll question that they asked yesterday was who will have a better post-Packers/Jets career, Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think it's going to be hard for him to be better than what Favre was in 2009. I mean, he 33 touchdowns, 7 picks, completed 68% of his passes, over 4,200 yards. Mm-hmm. Now, he was, as you remember, Jim, in the 2007 game that he played at Soldier Field, that is the coldest I've ever been as a person.
Yeah.
I walked from, and I didn't watch the game from outside. I was in the press box, and it was even, it was like 65 degrees in the press box. It was even cold in there.
Yep.
because it was like minus 47 with the wind chill. I remember walking from the Waldron deck just to get into the media entrance at Soldier Field, and it wasn't until the second quarter that I could feel my appendages. And so I don't say this to be a jerk to Brett Favre. Certainly after watching the documentary on Netflix, there's other things I could say to be a jerk to Brett Favre. This won't be one of them. But he looked like he wanted to be anywhere but there.
Yeah.
Like they would, the other 10 guys, including Tauscher, would trot onto the field after a change of possession, and Favre would still be on the sideline with the jacket until like the play clock started running, and then he would jog out to the huddle.
Yeah.
So you knew that he could no longer play in cold weather. That's why him going to the Vikings, playing 8 home games, plus I think they had 4 dome games during the regular season as well. And then the early in the season was when the outdoor games were. It was a perfect scenario for him, and they even played the playoff game that they lost in a dome.
Yeah, well, I was
And
going to say his second year he was outside because he was slammed down by I think Corey Wooten on the
at the Gophers Stadium.
Yeah. And then the turf was not heated at that point, so it was like
Getting
rock
slammed on the
solid,
concrete.
Right on this concrete, right?
Yeah,
here. Yep.
Yeah. So to your point, once he had to go back outside, it was done.
So, Jason, I made a point yesterday, as far as, the similarities. We can all agree Brett Favre, when he went on to the Vikings, had lost a step as far as his, mobility, right? Rodgers undoubtedly has lost a step in his mobility. I kind of think that Rodgers' arm talent is just as, maybe.
That's what Jeremy told me.
Yeah, well, Jeremy's an idiot. I'm of the belief that Rodgers still has every throw in his quiver. I don't think his arm has taken a step back. The same way I didn't think Brett Favre's arm took a step back. There is a very good chance that Rodgers – I would say very good. There's a chance that Rodgers could do –
better than decent chance.
Just as good as Brett Favre, depending on this O-line, because both were great situations. Both had offensive weapons, solid defenses. It just seemed like we're kind of writing – Rodgers off, but a lot of people going into that first season with the Vikings didn't think Favre was going to be super successful either.
Yeah, I would say this. I don't know enough about their offensive line. I certainly don't know. I mean, Pat Freiermuth has a great name to say.
Yep.
I don't know how good he is as a tight end. Right? Is he
Solid
better than
fantasy
Tucker
football
Kraft?
Well,
tight
he's
end.
trying to go. They're trying to go get the Dolphins, who's
Jonnu Smith.
Yeah,
right.
So that's how good he is.
And they go 2 tight ends, and then they've got DK Metcalf, but the rest of their wide receiver group. Again, I don't know how good that group is.
Woods.
Who's their running back going to be this season?
They got
'Cause
Caleb
Najee
Johnson.
Harris
It's going to be Warren.
Well, they got Caleb
It's
Johnson
gonna be Jalen Warren.
from
They
Iowa.
got Caleb Johnson from Iowa as a 3rd-round pick. Matt wants it to be Warren for fantasy
It's
purposes,
not gonna
but
be
Caleb
Caleb
Johnson, he's going to get a lot of carries. So they're both going to get a lot of carries.
Yeah.
So if and what we've seen from a Mike Tomlin coach team, never finishing below 500, they're going to be in every game, and like you said, I would disagree with you in that he might have to be, or maybe can get away with being Rex Grossman for 3.5 quarters, and then they need him to be Aaron Rodgers late in the game to go win it for them. Maybe that's what it looks like.
And so to that, the next question we're going to kind of get to here, we haven't really rolled it out, is that Jordan Love obviously has a lot of pressure. Packer fans just kind of believe it's their birthright that Jordan Love has got to be better than Jared Goff. He can't just settle in to be Jared Goff. He needs to take a level up to be the next Aaron Rodgers. So there's a lot of pressure, unfairly, I think, on Jordan Love to take a step into be the next Packer Hall of Fame quarterback this year. And there's a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers to almost revive the tail end of his legacy. So who has more pressure on them this year? Aaron Rodgers trying to revive the tail end of his legacy, or Jordan Love trying to basically upgrade his legacy?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, obviously they both do, right?
Yep.
I mean, and in my opinion anyway, this is a year where Jordan Love has to prove that he is who we thought he was, not to sound like Denny Green, because of that 9-game stretch at the end of the 2023 season. I mean, no one in the NFL was playing the position better. Yep. Not Patrick Mahomes, who went on to win the Super Bowl that year. No one. I mean, what he did against Dallas, and frankly what he did in the first 3 quarters against San Francisco. He was playing outstanding football. And I think it's important to, it almost feels like a portion of the Packers fan base just wants to protect him from that critique, right? And look, I like Jordan too. He's going to be here today, right? From a human to human standpoint, I want to see him succeed because I think he's a really good dude who does things the right way, who treats his teammates like, look, I have lots of feelings about Aaron Rodgers, good, bad, or indifferent. But I'll say this, I wouldn't have wanted to play with him. And I would hope, and I think he was this way earlier in his career before he became kind of the grumpy old man, and I wish he had been fun Uncle Aaron during the last stretch and shown up for the offseason program in 2022. But the fact of the matter is that I would not have enjoyed being screamed at and arms thrown up when I would make a mistake. Like, if you want to motivate me, tell me you're disappointed in me and you know I can do better, and I'm going to go out there and bust my ass to do better for you. And I think my experience in talking to other players and seeing how Jordan interacts with them is that Jordan Love is not the vocal, yell at the top of his lungs at the front of the room guy. He's trying to be more vocal this year at Matt LaFleur's behest. But the fact of the matter is he's really good one-on-one. And I think that matters. I think that's really important. And so I want to see him succeed. But I also, it's my job to call it like it is. And injuries, offensive line, whatever, drops, whatever it was, he didn't play well enough. And that's shown by where they ended up. He is part of that equation. Yep. So the group that wants to insulate him from criticism, I don't understand it. He doesn't have a problem with criticism. I don't know if he's going to take questions today, but if he does, it'll be interesting to see what he says about both Aaron Rodgers and kind of where he's at as the offseason is starting to wind down.
Actually, going off of them essentially coddling Jordan Love, I think that could be bad for him, and I actually really hate that they're doing that. But I'm glad that you brought up Aaron Rodgers and just his personality, the way that he is with others, because we were talking about this briefly earlier in the show. I'm curious to see what kind of environment he creates in that locker room, because I don't know if he's going to get away with everything that he has with his last two teams that he will with Mike Tomlin. Like, do you think that's going to be a storyline this season? I called it toxicity.
I hope not. I hope not. And that's a great word for it. Now, again, you and me and these two knuckleheads, we don't know how that plays in the locker room. I don't know what it was like with the Jets. We got some glimpses from people talking for sure. If he were to call me right now, I don't know if I have service out here, but if he did, or maybe I have to FaceTime him because that's the best way to get a hold of him. My advice to him would be, hey, if it's this year and next year, you have the rest of your life to go on Rogan to talk about vaccines and UFOs and chemtrails and everything else. Seriously, I mean, I'm not trying to be a dink. Make it all about ball for as long as you get to still have this opportunity. I mean, seriously, like, don't go on McAfee every week. Don't go on podcasts. Show these guys that you are undeniably, I want to win a title before I'm done, and I want to do it with you guys, and I'm going to do everything I can. Yes, can you, like, all of us have jobs, and then we have other stuff in our lives. We're capable of balancing those. I'm not saying you can't. But from a public perception, don't create those questions. Don't create those issues. Don't create that narrative. Be all about your guys and all about football.
Yeah, it's one of those situations when you have teammates that are busting their butt and are prioritizing football, and then you've got a teammate like Aaron Rodgers who is going on different social media, whether it's podcasts or on McAfee or, like you said, Rogan. It doesn't feel like he's prioritizing football, and that is where the animosity can build up.
Right, and look, let's be honest. I don't agree with a bunch of stuff he's said. Yeah, I take issue with things he's said. And I would say that to his face. I say it to you guys. I'm not saying it because I don't agree with him. Like, if he was out there saying all the things that I agree with, but they were controversial too, and they were creating this narrative, I would still tell him to stop.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't help them win.
Right.
So, to that, one, I think, Matt, I get what you're saying. I think Aaron, and I watched the Enigma documentary. I had to do it.
I still have not.
I watched the Favre one, and I'm like,
I got to like the ayahuasca stuff, and I was like, all right.
I was like, I'm going to jump in on the Rodgers one.
That's where I'd be all in.
And I love to show with this Aaron, with this Jason, that Aaron, honestly, just like do your thing, but just shut up. Like, he keeps on whining about not being platformed. He's got his own Netflix. He's got his own joke. Like, right. But setting that aside, he has such a high opinion of himself. So much of the doc is basically everyone telling you how smart Aaron is, and then Aaron doing random math equations like off the top of his head. Like, it really tries to show, he goes out of his way to make sure everyone knows that Brett Favre did not even one iota of help at all for football for Aaron. Like, he goes out of his way to make sure everyone knows he's smarter than everyone else. So I honestly think he doesn't think the time he puts in affects him. But the other thing is, I've been reading about my favorite team, and the coaches come in, and he's gotten on players of the palms up mentality. And it's the first time I've seen a coach in a while come in and be like, you starting quarterback, you starting wide receiver, fix your attitude because we don't want to be the palms up team. Do you think Tomlin could be a guy like that with Aaron Rodgers? Because I don't know if Aaron was always a palms-up guy. I don't know if it bothered Matt LaFleur. But I sure as hell think it'll bother Mike Tomlin being the guy who just throws if Rodgers throws his hands up if he doesn't like something.
Yeah. We saw his palms up a lot when somebody would run the wrong route. Now, I would say that if he's smart, he will be a different kind of palms-up guy. And that would be someone who, instead of pushing people down, is lifting them up.
Yep.
And look, I think it's important because I think we've lost sight of this. There was a time when he was great at that. I mean, he was ask anybody that played with him other than Jermichael Finley and Greg Jennings. Literally, there was a time when those were the only two voices, and it was because it was personal to them, right? Like, Greg Jennings turns down $13 million a year from the Packers, and then he's mad when Rodgers says during a game against the 49ers, you guys should sign him because we're not going to. Well, it's because he wanted $15 million a year. Greg never tells that part of the story, right?
Yeah.
But the bottom line is there was a time where he was really good at that. Like, ask Lucas Patrick about how much uplifting he did with him, right? And so he needs to get back to that. And, again, I don't think I'm saying anything that I wouldn't say to his face, but you're right. And look, this is it. Like, these guys are out here this weekend on the Champions Tour, formerly known as the Seniors Tour.
Right.
There ain't no NFL Seniors Tour. There ain't no Champions Tour.
Right.
You got this
What would
until
that
you
look like?
There's flag football.
Flag football.
The Brett Favre, that's the last step for Aaron Rodgers is the Brett Favre flag football at Camp Randall. Aaron Rodgers should have his own flag football game at Camp Randall.
Did you go to that?
I actually
You played in it.
no. I helped you.
Could you
Remember,
imagine?
you interviewed
Oh,
Brett
boy.
Favre. My other job here is a marketing consultant. That's the first thing I ever opened was we got paid to promote it, and then we got Brett Favre on with you. I don't know if it was green and gold or whatever it was at that point. You guys went for like an hour.
I think it was
So I had
Johnson.
field
It was.
access. I was around the whole thing because I was the marketing guy that worked it.
Yeah, and then you got a brand new volleyball facility. It was wild.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
God.
It worked out great.
I should go.
Yeah. All right. That's Jason Wilde. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. I do want to tell everyone that if you're in the Madison area, you can go work out at Carbon World Health. But even if you're not in the Madison area, Dr. Nestor Rodriguez, they have GLP-1s, which is semaglutide. You can go talk with Dr. Nestor Rodriguez, and if it's right for you, they can mail that to you. You can get that anywhere. So if you're going to consider semaglutide GLP-1s, Carbon World Health is the only place to do it. They also have hormone replacement treatment. Same idea. They will do blood work. They will figure out if you need more testosterone. If you do, you can go there, get tested, and if you do, you can get it mailed to you every week. So Dr. Nestor Rodriguez in the Madison area, but really across the state, can help you get back to your best you like they have with me. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
We don't speak about
Speak
her.
about rivals.
We are not rivals. Yeah, me and Kay are not on the same level in the same sense that Matt thinks that the Bears and the Packers aren't on the same level.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Meet Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on June 17th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in June 17th at 7:05 on WISC TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game. The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
Hey, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network, and I've got a question for you. Is your home ready to shine this season? Whether it's roofing, siding, or windows, Ridgetop Exteriors is the name you can trust. For over 20 years, Ridgetop Exteriors has been Wisconsin's favorite for roofing, and they bring that same expertise to siding and windows. Imagine vibrant, low-maintenance siding and energy-efficient windows that brighten your home while cutting energy costs. Ridgetop Exteriors holds all expert-level installation credentials with the leading manufacturers, including Pella, James Hardy Fiber Cement Siding, and LP Smart Side Engineered Wood Siding. With thousands of 5-star reviews and a commitment to excellence, they're the clear choice for home improvement needs. Plus, consultations and estimates are always free, so there's no reason to wait. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com to schedule your free consultation. Ridgetop Exteriors, putting customers first every time.
Ridgetop Exteriors is the place for you.
Bandana? Check. Boots? Check. Gloves? Check. As a motorcycle rider in Wisconsin, you may go to great lengths to protect your image. Just be sure you're protecting yourself, too. Wear a Department of Transportation-approved helmet. Perform safety checks on your motorcycle. Know the traffic laws and don't take risks. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. Zero in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining, and so can the Rock Island Rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more, it's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live at the TPC Wisconsin. We are here for the AmFam Championship. It is Phish Friday here on Jim, Matt, and Molly. So every Friday, we play Phish music. In honor of one of my brother's a huge Phish fan. I like a decent amount of their songs. I'm not anywhere close to the fan that my brother is, but I do enjoy their music. So it's a little fun double entendre because I've also never been to a traditional Phish Fry in the state of Wisconsin. And we still haven't gotten that done.
So outrageous.
Matt Hamilton, Molly Brown, Jim Rutledge with you. Primetime Wollersheim here with us as well at the AmFam Championship. Riley Yauk back at the Everlight Solar Studio. We're on ESPN Wisconsin. We have two siding limited poll questions I want to get to. And then I got a little bit of news I want to share before we get the break and get back on clock here. On the Carbos Talking text line, you can chime in 844-770-3776. This is more. Before I forget, you can stream us on the ESPN Madison, the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube stream, and you can stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. That's where you can. Jason Wilde just joined us last segment. That interview will be posted there. But we have two siding limited poll questions. Aaron Rodgers, will he boom or will he bust with the Steelers? I think it's one or the other. And then we're also going to post the question, is there more pressure on Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers this season? Those are our two siding unlimited poll questions. But I want to share this information. And there's a report out there from Gary Wolfel, who has worked for the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, and currently has his own website, wolfelpressbox.com. And I'm not running this as like a full-on report or breaking news, but I want to share it. The Knicks are preparing to make a tsunami-type offer to acquire Giannis from the Bucks. Now, that doesn't mean that Giannis is going to get traded to the Knicks. I don't know if a Knicks tsunami type offer would be enticing enough to move anything from the Milwaukee Bucks.
Didn't they give up 5 first-rounders for Mikal Bridges?
Yes, and they have some Bridges to be one of the players who will be coming back.
Right.
And we'll talk about it more on the other side. The only reason this holds any weight to me is the Knicks just fired their head coach.
Yep.
And that was Tom Thibodeau. And then, oh, by the way, the guy they want to get reportedly is Jason Kidd, who coached the Bucks with Giannis. And so those things can be connected. And Brian Windhorst on Get Up, because Stephen A. Smith, when the news started to kind of break a little bit that maybe Giannis was exploring the idea of leaving the Milwaukee Bucks, Stephen A. Smith lamented on Get Up, hey, I'm so mad my Knicks don't have the powder in their coffers to be able to go get Giannis, because Giannis seems to love New York. He was in New York shortly after the season. He's an international guy. New York's an international city. It is a mecca for basketball. Giannis understands legacy. Giannis understands that winning a title in New York is really trumped by nothing, especially in basketball. You win the title with the Knicks. So, Giannis can understand all of those things, but he was upset that the Knicks don't have the assets to make the trade. Now, the one thing Wendy said is, you're right, except if Giannis just goes to the Bucks and says, I want out and I want to go to the Knicks. And then things get a little bit tougher. I don't know if Giannis would do that. That, to me, would change the timbre of the conversation here for Giannis if that happened. Mm-hmm. But he might do that behind closed doors. And the Knicks, the one thing the Knicks could provide, and we'll go to break on this, is that they could provide, Bridges, OG Anunoby, and I don't know if they have any other do you want Cat? I don't think you want Cat.
I don't know, but I think the Knicks are definitely open to dealing him.
Yeah, but we don't.
And Cat for a season, and then use him as a.
You don't want Cat. He's the third best player.
He's behind best player. If Giannis was on the team and Dame's still injured, if Cat comes onto the Bucks right now, he's the best player on the team.
So is Bridges, and so is OG Anunoby.
Perfect.
If I'm
now we got a team that made it to the Eastern.
I think whatever you get is going to be better than what the Bucks have.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you'd rather have draft picks over Cat. So whatever draft picks you could get, you cut me off before I can finish. It would be OG, Bridges, and I don't know, maybe someone else on depth pieces, maybe a younger guy that's not playing, and then whatever draft picks you could get in the future, they probably have to involve a third team, and maybe you could loop in someone else's draft picks. I think Bill Simmons has something out there. So it'd be a matter of the Bucks do need to thread the needle because they gave away all their picks to get basically Drew and Dame over the last few years, that they can't be horrible because if they tank, their picks go to someone else. So they do have to remain respectable, and I'll use this as the example. OKC was able to thread the needle from being an elite team. They were trash for 2 years, and then they came right back up to winning 40 games and then climbed up now to where they're in the NBA Finals. So, and OKC has to fill that arena or they're not going to make any money. That is a small market team, and they have to be good for fans to show up. So that could be the comp for the Milwaukee Bucks. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Wisconsin. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update, brought to you by the new ESPN Wisconsin app. Listen live and on demand to all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows at the touch of a fingertip. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple and Android app stores today. Former Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers has stolen the headlines once again, as it was reported yesterday by multiple sources. He would be signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. This sets up quite the enticing matchup come Week 8 for the Green and Gold, as it will be Jordan Love versus Aaron Rodgers in the Steel City on Sunday Night Football. Doesn't get much better than that. Stay tuned for more Packers discussion all day long right here on ESPN Wisconsin. The Brewers are also back in action tonight for their longest homestand of the season after winning 10 of their last 11. They'll be battling the San Diego Padres with Rookie of the Year candidate Chad Patrick on the bump. First pitch from AmFam scheduled for 7:10 with pregame coverage beginning at 6:35 right here.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team in 2025 on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
We got Homer, Matt Hamilton.
Yeah.
We have
Pessimist Molly.
No. Realist.
and then Contrarian.
Total. Yeah.
Jim Rutledge here.
It's Murr.
I'm the flower, Mr.
Mister.
Could it be possible you guys are the best show in ESPN Wisconsin, the whole state?
Yeah, obviously. It's
possible. Anything's possible.
You're the best.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is hour number 2 of Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are on ESPN Wisconsin. You can stream us on the ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee YouTube. You can stream us with the new ESPN Wisconsin app. I'm Jim Rutledge. We are presented by Coors Light. At the mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
Like I said, I'm Jim. I got the power alongside Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton, who is dancing next to me. And we are on remote at the TPC Wisconsin for the AmFam Championship. And Riley Yauk back at the Everlight Solar Studio. You can get into the show on the Cardinals Talking text line, 844-770-3776. Less is more. We had John chiming in, and we done beating the Aaron Rodgers horse dead over and over again. Why don't we beat the Jair Alexander horse again over and over again? John, I'm sorry that we're talking about a Hall of Fame Packers quarterback who just signed with the Steelers today.
During the dog days of summer.
And I'm sorry that we also have talked about Jair Alexander, who is a Packers player, who then apparently we can't talk about either. I'm not sure exactly what we're allowed to talk about.
Should we talk golf? Because
No, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have story time.
Oh, okay.
Nobody wants to talk about golf. People like to play golf.
Guys, that was a joke. You think I can talk about golf?
Only psychopaths want to watch or talk about golf. Sorry, Gabe and Steven. But I'm just saying, like, for most people, we're not trying to just hang around and talk about golf.
Plus, let's be real. How in-depth are we going to be able to get?
Steve Stricker and Jerry Kelly.
I want to talk about
John Daly.
I actually just want to break down Matt's golf game.
Okay,
let's just look at Matt played around probably recently, and let's just
Yeah.
take us hole by hole.
Okay,
All
okay.
right. I'm kidding. Jesus, he thinks
I
I'm
know, you
serious.
got
2
excited.
doubles and 2 triples. It was pretty sad.
All right, we do have 2 siding unlimited poll questions. The sad thing is you thought I was serious, is honestly.
I know.
I was excited.
He perked up
You
and
were
everything.
very
He actually
excited.
started paying attention.
That was the most into the show Matt Hamilton has been so far today. But we do have 2 siding unlimited poll questions that you can chime in on. One, is there more pressure on Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers? See, that's a Packer-related question. Next year, that's our first siding unlimited poll question. I am voting Aaron Rodgers. 65% of you say it's on Jordan Love.
It's definitely on Jordan Love.
Yes. How do you vote for Aaron Rodgers?
Because I think your legacy here, like Aaron Rodgers, and I've said this before, let's say, here's my stance. If Matthew Stafford goes out and takes this and wins another Super Bowl, he's passing Aaron Rodgers in the quarterback rankings.
So essentially, in your mind, does Aaron Rodgers need to go to another Super Bowl and win?
No, he just needs to get
What
back.
does he need to do?
He needs to be a guy who quarterbacks a team to 10, 11 wins. And not like playoffs and don't end like in a disaster. He just needs to look like a guy who can lead a winning team again.
But when was the last time he did that?
2020.
But they still lost in the NFC Championship
Yeah, but that's a
game
winning
when they
team.
shouldn't.
Like, his expectations have been adjusted. I'm not saying he has to go be a Super Bowl champ again. I'm just saying that he needs to look like he can quarterback a team with a winning record. to like save his legacy instead of just being the Looney Tune that goes on the Joe Rogan podcast. Also, the other question we have is it going to be boom or bust for Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers? 73% of you say bust. So you can chime in on those 844-770-3776 in the Cardinals Talking text line. But every once in a while, Matt comes in hot on something, and Molly, you know how Matt is. He's like a golden retriever here, and he has been like pent up, like ready to go every segment. Can I tell my story now? Can I tell my story now?
As you can tell.
This better be a good story. That's all.
And it's funny you mentioned golden retriever because it has to do with my dogs.
All right, perfect.
So earlier this week, my wife she's getting into running again, and she's running the dogs. We've got an 85-pound golden and a 65-pound golden doodle, right?
You just put the dog's weight out there, not your wife's?
The reason it matters is because it's
and I got a whatever pound wife.
It's the two of them could pull my wife.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
So she's running with the dogs. And everyone who's ever walked their dog before, if you're a dog person, you have walked by a house where there's a dog outside and they're not on a leash.
Oh.
The worst.
So my dogs, when they're with me, I think they get a little more protective of my wife. So they were both super perked up. This dog, we didn't know. I wasn't there. My wife had done this while we were still on the show.
They personally know all the other dogs.
No, we didn't know. We didn't know that
We've had beers with the other dogs.
We didn't know there was a invisible fence.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So this dog kind of charges aggressively.
Yeah.
And my dog had already relieved themselves. My wife picked it up with the bag.
Yeah.
So she kind of drops everything to get our dog's collars, including the bag.
Yeah.
Anyway, the other owner comes out, gets their dog, apologizes.
Yeah.
Jen picks everything up on her way back to jogging.
Yeah.
She gets another mile mile into her run, another 10 minutes, and the other dog has to stop and relieve himself.
Yeah.
And she's like, wow, this is really stinky. Way more than it should be. And she realized when she dropped the bag, it popped a hole in it, and then she started running. And she looked down at her white shirt, and it was splattered everywhere. So poor Blue Killer Bust, trying to be in her best shape, getting her best life, just covered in dog poop because some dog was on an invisible fence and scared her. She dropped the bag.
And
I was dying when she told me that. She said there's been an incident. I was like, what's the incident, babe? And she goes, a poop-nado. I'm like, what? She's like, a poop-a-cane. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, a poop-foon. She kept giving me another. I came home and I saw the shirt. I'm like, just throw it away. Yeah. You don't need to save it. But I'm like, you poor thing. She's trying to do something good for herself. Talk about negatively reinforcing it.
Yeah,
you will never want to run again. And I told her too. It's like, yeah, I run with the dogs too, but if they relieve themselves, I don't run with the bag. I will walk to where I know there's a trash can, either at a park or something like that, and I'll get rid of it before I start running again. And she was just like, I was in the zone. I wasn't thinking about it. I was like, well, I bet you think about it next time you're running with the dogs. But absolute horror story. She was mortified. I think she took a 45-minute shower that day. It was just forever unclean.
That is disgusting.
It is so gross.
I wouldn't run with the dogs. My dog, she goes left to right all the time.
Yeah.
And
then you're just tripping over your dog.
Yeah, she'd take me out.
So my older one
got arthritis
likes to
too.
follow now.
Okay.
For some reason on walks, my younger one will be out front, and the other one's on my heels, giving me flat tires on on my shoes. So they're actually pretty good runners because they can find the pace and
gentlemen,
stay with
Derek Engler, apparently in his playing days still because he's in walking boots. Derek Engler walking by us here at the AmFam Champ, host of
one-finger salute.
Yes, host of the Huddle here
so
on
you can tell
ESPN Madison. There he is, throwing me under the bus with Barry Alvarez there.
Amen.
Also, you can see Derek, you can see us. You can definitely see us all out at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. The Sizzle, Swizzle, and Swirl Happy Hour, Madison's Best Cap Happy Hour. Go get yourself a burger or steak sandwich or fried calamari over at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. Molly, were you there when we had some fried calamari together as a group? Yeah.
I was, but I am not a seafood fan, so I was a little bit too scared, but it did look delicious.
Had it. You tried one,
I did not try it. I was too scared. Man. Next time you'll have to force it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We'll force you
as
to eat
we
fried
share
calamari.
a porterhouse.
Yes.
All right.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's what I do when I go there with my wife. But the three of us we usually come home with leftovers, so I think the three of us could actually finish a porterhouse.
Nobody took
and no
me
fear of poop-nados there.
Exactly.
Yes,
Nobody took me on a date to get started on a radio show. I know you guys shared Coors Lights and charcuterie board, but I was not involved. So I think
Molly,
I am
it's
owed
just
something.
I'm just gonna be honest. It's just a little different.
Yeah.
It could be.
If my wife
but
came
it's
home
not
from
weird.
work and me and you were out back having a charcuterie board, she'd be like, your work sister just turned into a work wife, and I'm not cool with it.
But it's different if it's the three of us.
Yes.
Or even let's bring in
We
Ryan.
can even bring Wooly.
Yeah, even the four of
we're
us.
swinging all different ways. So like, if it's a throuple, it's fine.
Are we doing this in public? I don't know if we can anymore.
In the backyard.
Yeah, exactly.
You do what you want in your backyard.
One of them has a privacy fence, right?
I have a privacy fence. We both got privacy fences, so we can take a little world tour. Otherwise, you go to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton, get yourself a Coors Light.
Better spot for a date night than my backyard.
Yes, less questions asked if the three of us were out at dinner. At the four of us out at Ruth's for Porterhouse. What would the order be then? Well, since we're doing this, what would be the order for the show? Because honestly,
2 porterhouses for 2.
For full disclosure, when I got started with Good Karma, Evan Cohen took me out basically for a date at a place called J. Alexander's, which is like a Ruth's Chris but down in South Florida, like southern part, and he offered me a job.
Oh, there you go.
So yes,
I know
so
Matt
Molly,
ordered
it's just honestly you. There's Madison Money Guy Christian Finfrock here as well. So we got all the stars
seeing
walking
everybody.
through
It's
here
great.
at the AmFam Championship at
Matt
TPC.
ordered the zucchini fries one time we went there, and those were bomb.
All right, so zucchini fries. I like the sweet potato casserole because it's like candy crusted, so it's almost like a dessert.
They have asparagus at Ruth's Chris, right?
You're an asparagus guy.
I'm a big asparagus guy.
And then
especially
I
on
had
dates.
creme brulee for dessert one time.
And then
That was good.
like a porterhouse, but that might not be enough for 4 of us. So 2 porterhouses seem like a lot. 2 porterhouses?
2 porterhouses,
All right,
yeah.
2 porterhouses.
Or one porterhouse
Here's the
with a
thing.
steak
I
sandwich.
promise you are not going to be upset if you have to take some porterhouse home.
That is true. That is true. So 844-770-3776. Call us talking text line. List is more. Were Matt and I jerks for not taking Molly out for dinner to invite her to the show?
We don't gotta post.
844-770-3776. That's the Carbus Talking text line. List is more. We're going to play Molly's game next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
It's like dogs. Like you get like the snickerdoodle or all these. Like you're trying to build a
Snickerdoodle?
Is that a real dog?
No, it's like a golden doodle.
Golden
It's a cookie.
doodle. Golden doodle.
Like a
Sorry.
snickerdoodle. Half poodle, half Snickers bar.
I'm sure golden doodle. I don't know. This breeding dogs thing is dumb.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
The ESPN Madison Open, presented by Coors Light, is back. On Monday, August 4th, the ESPN Madison crew is packing up our bags and teeing off at TPC Wisconsin for a day on the links. This year's Open is benefiting Mentoring Positives, a nonprofit based right here in Madison dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. The ESPN Madison Open, also brought to you by Carbless, Zimbrick Honda, Siding Unlimited, Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, Clear Vision Pro Wash, and Vortex Optics.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Hey, it's Alex Stroh from Mr. Irrelevant, and we are hitting the road. Friday, June 13th, spooky. We're heading to Door County Distillery in Carlsville. If you're spending the weekend in Door County, come check out Door County Distillery and hang out with us from noon until 2. That's Friday, June 13th at Door County Distillery in Carlsville. But even if you're not heading to Door County anytime soon, you can bring Door County to you with their cherry brandy for your old fashions infused with Door County cherries, whiskeys, rums, and plenty more. Check them out, DoorCountyDistillery.com.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973, and they're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether it's the sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none and has exactly what you're looking for. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and check out the all-new 2024 Honda Prologue, Honda's first all-electric SUV, or browse their selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You love choices.
Like your choices with a Sweeto metal roof.
Choose standing seam or high-profile steel shingles that come in a variety of styles that last a lifetime.
Put a Sweeto metal roof on and take the worry off with choices.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweeto. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweeto metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweeto metal roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. Go behind the scenes of the Emmy-nominated Giannis documentary. Get the real story of the blockbuster trade for Damian Lillard. Hear the origin of Bucks in 6. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team in 2025. Vote for us every day this month at MadisonMagazine.com.
All you sports bettors, if you aren't making your wagers at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you're missing out on an elite experience. Honestly, it's a complete sports betting paradise. The state-of-the-art venue has dozens of self-service betting kiosks, seating for over 200 people, a first-class bar and restaurant, and a VIP deck. If that isn't enough for you, there's a giant video wall that's over 2,000 square feet. And if you're short on time, they have free 20-minute reserve structure parking. And in a major move for all sports bettors out there, you can now use your Potawatomi Rewards card at most self-service kiosks and the betting counter. Bet on your favorite sports and earn rewards points along the way. Now that's a winning play. Bet above the rest. Learn more at paysbig.com/sportsbook. Time now for Molly's Game.
Hi. I am looking for Molly. I've been searching everywhere and I can't seem to find Molly.
This is Molly's Game, hosted by America's favorite bookie, Molly Brown.
All right, guys, so for all of our new fans here today on ESPN Wisconsin, Molly's Game is just a fun little game that we like to play on Fridays going into the weekend, where I give the guys a couple different lines to shoot their shot on, give me their best picks, give me what they would place a bet on over at Potawatomi. And we just run through it. We keep score throughout the season, and we see who wins, and then you get a trophy if you win.
Yeah, so, we got the Sugar Skull.
Yep, we got the Sugar Skull, which is like a disco ball in our office here in Madison. So I've been a little bad the last couple weeks with announcing a winner. At one point, Jim Rutledge was 3-0. The last 2 weeks, my computer's been glitching, so I've been losing my work here. But I believe that Prime may or may not have the results from last week.
So I do have the results of last week's lines and picks from Matt, Jim, and myself. So the first one we asked about was Knicks-Pacers Game 6. You want to know who would win and what the final score would be. Well, it doesn't matter because Jim's the only one. Or no, actually, Matt's the only one who took the Pacers in Game 6 last week. So he gets an easy win on that one. Jim and I both took the Knicks. Unfortunately,
I did say that was more of a wish cast.
100%, yes. And of course, the Pacers are wish casting themselves into wins here still somehow. Game 1 of the finals last night.
So good.
I'm actually so mad now because I want OKC to win. I wanted them to sweep the Pacers. I'm kind of sick of the Pacers now.
I told you it's going into 6 games. Should just
I
listen
still
to
feel
me.
good about the 5. They should have won that game, and Oklahoma City will lock it down. They won't let that happen again.
Well, Jim and Matt also feeling very good about the Stanley Cup Finals as the second line Molly threw was over under 6 goals
Couldn't
in Stanley
tell you
Cup
what I did
game
on this
1
one at all.
So Matt and Jim both taking the over. I was the only one who took the under. A 4-3 overtime win for the Edmonton Oilers.
There we go.
Good game.
Very good game, apparently. Can't say I watched a second of it. I don't
Big
know about
hockey
you guys.
fans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Aficionados, if you will.
Obviously. But then the big one last week, guys, the one that we all care about here on ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee and Beaver Dam, that being how many games will the Brewers win versus the Phillies last weekend? Jim Rutledge.
I predicted a sweep. I was right.
He predicted a sweep for the Phillies.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
None of you had faith.
Matt and I were both picked the Brewers to win 1 game. I did not expect them to dominate the Phillies and sweep them last week. That was awesome.
I wish I would have known Bryce Harper wasn't playing. I should have looked harder.
That would have swung you? You would have said sweep after that?
Maybe 2.
2? Okay.
Probably not, though.
Okay. All right, well, yeah, so in that case, then Matt and I both 2-1, or I'm 1-2, Matt's 2-1, Jim also 2-1 from last week.
All right. There you go.
All right.
This week, guys.
Wait, how is Jim 2-1?
No, he's saying what he got right out of the 3 answers.
Yeah, how did Jim get 2 right?
I got 1 right.
You're right, he did get 1 right.
So
yeah.
Matt wins.
Matt wins. Well done, Matt Hamilton.
All right, good. So the final score is Jim has 3, Matt has 1, Ryan
And then
has
there's
0.
1 question mark on a week that we're not sure about.
All right, guys. Well, 3 questions for you. OKC is listed as 11-point favorites in Game 2 versus the Pacers. Thoughts on that line? Matt, you first.
I'm sorry, what was the line?
11-point favorites OKC is.
Ooh, 11?
Yeah, I know. That's what shocks me, too. I'm like, how? I mean, I get it.
They were just
throughout the
like
entire
9
game,
point
they were
favorites,
up.
right? You know what? I don't think that the Pacers are going to be able to steal another at OKC. I'll take the over on that.
Jim?
I'm going to do the same as well. I think that line exists because anytime they never lose 2 in a row, and I think every time they lose, they just smoke. I mean, they ran Minnesota out of the building. Minnesota almost regrets winning because they were just beaten horribly the next couple games after that. So I think OKC, they had Indiana handled. They just got a little sloppy at the end. OKC won't do it again.
But on the flip side, have the Pacers lost in a massive way this playoff run?
They have not played anyone as good as OKC.
That game that Halliburton only had 5 points, they lost pretty good to the Knicks.
Game 5.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the score was.
They were kind of handling that one. I don't know what the final
number
number
was.
was.
Final was, but
they were handled throughout the game. You're right.
Ryan?
I'm done picking against the Pacers. As a beaten down Bucks fan at this point, just rooting for these guys to lose all playoffs at this point, I just can't keep picking against them. Tyrese Halliburton, congrats to you. You're the clutchest player in the NBA right now.
So clutch.
There's no way I can pick them to lose by more than 11 points.
Next one here, guys. Same game, over under 15 points for Tyrese Halliburton. Jim, you first.
Ooh, he is a very streaky guy. I'm going to go again under on that one because I feel like if they're going to lose, kind of just staying with it, if they're going to lose by more than 11, that means Halliburton doesn't show up, which, again, he didn't show up in Game 5. I do think that he'll get the attention this time around to kind of make sure he doesn't score, so I'm going to go under for him.
I believe he had 14 in last night's game, if you were looking that up, Brian.
Right.
Matt, how about you?
You know, I know I said that they're going to lose by 11, but I'm going to fade Jim. I'm going to go over Halliburton. The only way that these Pacers are going to be able to win is if Halliburton can be consistent. He had highs and lows. I mean, I think that's the reason Siakam got the MVP is because he was the most consistent Pacer. Now, Halliburton obviously the most clutch and won a lot of games for him, but Siakam was consistent. I do think that Halliburton's going to have a pretty good game. I think he's found his consistency and is going to be able to make this run. So,
yeah, Tyrese Halliburton, 14 points, 10 assists last night. The leading scorer, Pascal Siakam, for the Pacers. How many points do you think he scored?
Eastern Conference MVP.
28.
Pascal Siakam, Jim, Molly.
No way, not 28, no.
How many points do you think he scored last night?
20.
Who's that?
Pascal.
24.
19, and he was the leading scorer for the Pacers.
Wow,
I don't know how they keep doing it.
That's a team game.
Obviously. Well, I'll take the over on Halliburton as well. I don't see him scoring under 15 2 games in a row.
All right. Last one here, guys. We are at the AmFam Championship here at TPC Wisconsin. So I'm asking you, who's winning the AmFam Champ this year? Remember, it's pairings.
Right.
I have the list. It's a long list.
I literally know 2 people golfing in this. Steve Stricker and Jerry Kelly.
There you go. You can say one name, and you can that'll just be your vote for that team.
Steve Stricker.
VJ Singh is in it.
I'll just go Steve Stricker.
Steve Stricker. I believe John Daly's playing. Ryan, I know
Is he
you're a big
good?
golf
It
guy.
seems like a name, Daly.
He is a guy.
Good.
I mean, obviously, but like.
Smoking ciggies and wearing crazy pants.
And drinking Diet Cokes.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big Diet Coke fan.
Oh, yeah, it's Diet Coke, cigarettes, and what's the other thing he consumes?
John Daly's, I believe.
John Daly. No, but like there was a whole thing when he golfed. It was per round. It was like 17 Diet Cokes, 24 cigarettes, and then like
Snickers bar.
Snickers bars, yeah.
Snickers bars.
Oh yeah, okay. Ernie Els, you guys, come on.
There's no way I'm picking against John Daly after we just listed off all of his accomplishments like that.
I think I'm pretty
All right,
sure he's
so
playing.
I got my team.
Yeah, he's playing.
Fred Couples, because he's got the smoothest, most buttery swing in golf history.
Buttery.
Yeah. And then
like butter.
his teammate is
What did
Jay
he say?
Haas.
Buttery.
Oh.
Like butter.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know if you were correcting him that he said buttery.
I wanted to make sure I heard it right.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And then his teammate Jay Haas. I am normally in South Carolina in Greenville at the BMW Charity Pro-Am.
Humble brag.
Jay Haas's
This guy.
home golf course is the golf course that I'm normally playing at this weekend. It works out very nicely. So Fred Couples and Jay Haas is my pick.
That's pretty fun.
Look at this guy bending over backwards.
I know.
Well, I looked up the names and I saw Jay Haas and was like, I've seen his golf
That
bag.
he used to be a celebrity worth inviting to a celebrity pro-am.
Not anymore. You got to win another gold medal.
That hurts.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team for the third year in a row. Vote every day this month at MadisonMagazine.com. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Simden Chevrolet in Mount Horeb. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevrolet in Mount Horeb. A daunting schedule. Wisconsin football's 2025 matchups, far from a walk in the park. The Badgers ranking at the top of the list of the toughest Big Ten schedules according to CBS Sports. But former Badger Dare Ogunbowale believes pressure creates the best diamonds. More from his appearance on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I've always just seen it as an opportunity. It just means there's more people watching. It's just a bigger stage. Usually the game is more meaningful. I've always kind of tried to twist it in my mind to see it as an opportunity to prepare for something that could, really be a big deal.
Replay this interview on the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app.
What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Pella has a product line for every budget.
No interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Siding Unlimited recently installed 20 brand new amazing energy efficient windows. Our Siding Unlimited crew removed the old windows, inspected the wall for wood rot, installed the new beautiful windows, and cleaned up behind ourselves. It was easy to get started. The homeowner met us at our amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Live the high life and get into the nitty-gritty, home of the award-winning Gritty Burger and Madison's official birthday place. Enjoy a full menu including sandwiches, specialty burgers, wraps, salads, and weekend brunch. With the family-friendly environment, it's a great place to watch the big game. Plus, they've got Miller High Life Power Hour specials daily. Located in downtown Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The Nitty Gritty, a tradition since 1968. Also enjoy High Life at Bar Coralini, Paradise Lounge, and Jordan's Big Ten Pub.
We shopped at Chalmers because my husband wanted to get me a larger diamond in my engagement ring.
The folks at Chalmers said, well, we could just make it like this and we could do these things. Really just basically decided that there wasn't any place else we wanted to shop.
But not only did they create this new engagement ring for me with this gorgeous center stone, they also rehabbed this other ring, and I am beyond pleased.
Her favorite thing to do now is to walk around and show her hands and have people comment on it.
Starion Bank redefines local banking in Madison. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, experience a banking relationship where your goals are our priority. Enjoy competitive deposit and loan rates and a partnership that thrives on local engagement and support. Starion Bank is more than a full-service financial institution. It's a community pillar dedicated to your prosperity. Visit one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, offering banking, lending, mortgage, and cash management.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the TPC Wisconsin for the AmFam Championship. I was informed that we did about 4 or 5 minutes just for us, which is always nice, a little practice time. Apparently we got bumped off the air. We were unaware, but Riley handled it like a pro. Riley Yauk back at the Everlight Solar Studio. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton. Primetime Lorsheim with us here as well at the AmFam Championship. The third best quarterback in the NFC North this year, Jordan Love. And
Who's he above?
He is above JJ McCarthy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he hasn't proven anything
Not
yet.
Caleb Williams, though.
No. Caleb's make a big jump. He's got the best offensive mind in football as his coach, so big jump for
My
Caleb.
quarterback's going to make a big jump. Your quarterback, he's probably going to be...
Aaron's going to make a big jump?
No,
seriously.
I was being you.
Your ears didn't
Aaron's going to be back to his former MVP self.
Jordan Love is 50 yards away, and your ears didn't even, perk up when you saw him. You were like, meh, I like Rodgers better.
Yeah. You did say that. You did say that.
I mean, my body language might
Your
have said
body
that, but
language
I didn't
showed
say
it.
that.
Not my quarterback, I believe, is the hashtag that Matt Hamilton likes to use. We are on the ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee YouTube stream. You can stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app as well. Let's go pole dancing.
This might be the old open I just queued up. Let me.
That's Riley Yauk. All right, you get that ready
real quick.
Okay, well, he throws to the new one here. Did we steal this from Scalzo and Bruss? Yes,
did.
But KBN left it, and every once in a while you got to recognize something that's interesting.
Well,
and we
KBN,
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
KBN did remix it into their own thing called pole position.
Yeah, that sounds gross.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's a race
It's a
car
racing
thing.
thing. Yeah.
Now, what position are you on the pole, Molly?
Molly's fine. Just
Pole in this case means like a racing pole.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm not a NASCAR gal, okay?
I think it's a
Sprint car.
I think it's a
IndyCar.
IndyCar
What?
thing.
I don't know.
Maybe it's a NASCAR thing too.
I think it's a racing thing.
Really, I don't follow racing at all. If I'm going to follow any racing, it would be the IndyCars. They go fast. All the other ones, it's like they all just
Or
go
F1?
they at least are going fast in places.
You
as
don't like
opposed-
watching 300 laps around
I
the
also
track?
like that they
No.
also make right-hand turns.
Yes,
That
yes,
is
yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, and whatever they do in Ford versus Ferrari, I like that too. That looks cool. I'm not going to watch it, but that movie was good. I don't know if I'm going to actually watch the actual race. Are we ready, Riley?
We asked, and you answered.
There it is.
What? Coming to the stage, it's pole dancing on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Hey now.
Presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Alrighty, after some technical difficulties, it is time to go pole dancing.
should it be monster truck dancing?
No, this is perfect. This is the DJ.
Coming to the stage, our first question.
And now
All right, go
from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, our first question of the day. Are you rooting for the Indiana Pacers to win the NBA Finals? You kind of touched on this earlier. Yes. 42%.
I don't like
No.
when he talks says something normal in it. Not, you know what I mean? Like you kind of talked about this earlier. Now it sounds like a voice of my nightmares. I'm not rooting for Indiana.
I'm so conflicted on this because I feel like I'm a Tyrese Halliburton fan, but I like Shea. I like Chet. I feel like I am rooting for the Pacers, unfortunately. I don't know why. Can't fight the feeling.
I'm indifferent, but if I had to vote, it might be Pacers because I have a buddy who's from Indiana here. And two, if the Bucks would have beat the Pacers and the Pacers win, ipso facto, Bucks would have been the champions. So I'm cheering for the Pacers.
There's no way I can't root against the Pacers. I'm just the beaten down Bucks fan who's just accepted by fate that the Pacers will somehow win the finals, but I'm going to root against them the whole time.
I want to be very clear. It has nothing to do with the Bucks or the Pacers thing.
Nope.
I have a connection to Oklahoma City. I want to see the Oklahoma City Thunder do well. Like, it's good people there, and I think they deserve a title.
Okay.
Indiana, less good people. I'm kidding.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm just kidding. I have no. I mean, Indiana's not great.
Illinois' little brother?
Indiana's not great. Oklahoma's not great, but, like, I like Oklahoma City.
Okay.
All right.
Question number 2, also from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Have you gotten fooled by the Wisconsin DMV phishing text message scam?
Oh.
Yes. 5.3% somehow have been fooled. No. 94.7.
I thought you said 94.7.
I got that text.
This is 95.7.
I got that text, too, and I was not fooled. I knew immediately that was fishing.
Well,
good,
Matt,
good job, Matt. Tell us your favorite snack.
I will not. You're fishing, Jim. You're fishing.
If you're new to the show, Matt Hamilton famously got
Fortunately, it was practice fishing,
Yeah.
so like I got fished by our own company.
Yeah, got by answering the question. Hey, you know,
I got a snack.
and Matt's like, I like Ritz crackers.
I like Cheez-Its.
and Matt, who did the fish email come from?
Jesse.
Someone
who also likes snacks.
Yeah, that's the unfair part is you can't have the most. If you're looking at the ESPN Madison office in a photo, you'd be like, who's the guy who likes snacks the most?
Jeez.
Jesse Nelson's number 1. So you can't have Jesse Nelson being like,
I'm a big snack fan too. Like, I get it. And I just thought from one snack man to another, he's just curious what he should stop.
Jesse's got snack face. That's not a main thing.
Resting snack face.
He's got resting snack face.
He literally went through a whole body transformation for this.
It doesn't mean I like snacks. I'm in shape. You're the one bringing up his body. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
if anybody in the
he
office
was
loves
just mentioning snacks. There's nothing wrong with that.
All I mentioned is that the email came from Jesse Nelson. I said nothing else.
Yeah.
And I just said that Jesse's got resting snack face.
But what snacks did you tell him that you wanted?
I hope that ended up in Craig Carvin's inbox. One guy in the entire company, Matt Hamilton, Olympic gold medalist here. I like Cheez-Its.
That's basically how it went. But no, I didn't get fooled. It can't fool me twice. I won't be fooled again by that.
I actually will say I did almost get this because I don't go to like Illinois or anywhere that I really have tolls very often. Yep. But it was just coincidental that like right after I had gotten back from like the Chicago area a couple months ago, I ended up getting one like 2 weeks later that it was like, you have unpaid tolls. And I was like, no, I literally put my card in. So then I was like questioning. I'm like, what? Did I like miss something? Because I've had it sometimes where one time like I was looking constantly for my license plate. Nothing was showing up. And then I ended up getting a huge fine in the mail for it because I didn't pay it. So I was like, oh, my God. But then I kind of was like, I'm going to go on my account. And I looked, and then there was a zero balance. So I'm like, nah, this is
There
fishy.
is something to that. I have not been gotten either. But my dad was just in Illinois, and he said he got a text too about the same thing.
And
so
I have an Arizona phone number.
Yeah,
I have an Arizona phone number too. So I get ones from Arizona, I get Wisconsin, and I get like the Illinois ones. It's very, very weird. But yeah.
All righty.
Okay,
we got one more?
That got a little personal. So now
we're going to get more personal.
Let's quickly do the final question from KBN. Which Packers prop would you have more confidence in betting for 2025? The odds per Potawatomi MKE. Would you take Jordan Love over 3,600 passing yards? 30.5% said yes. Or would you take Josh Jacobs over 1,050 rushing yards? 69.5% said they'd take that one.
I might have gone over at like 1,500 for Jacobs. So, yeah, Josh Jacobs.
Jacobs.
Can I be optimistic and hope for Jordan Love?
I mean, you can, but
if you're
am I going to be wrong?
Love probably wants Josh Jacobs to go well over 1,000.
Yeah, Jacobs is a layup. 1,050 yards is like, what, 80 yards a game?
Yeah.
They play 100. They play
with
a million
the way that
games
they used
now.
him last year,
1,000
too.
yards is not even a real benchmarker anymore.
Yeah. Jacobs.
Yeah, it'd be 61.7
Good
yards
Lord.
per game, actually.
If he doesn't get that,
What is
he's gonna
3,600
get
yards
cut.
per game for Love?
200 something.
I really put my calculator skills up to test, Molly.
Wow.
You wear glasses, Ryan. You're supposed to do this off the top of your head.
Exactly. Don't you know
We've
math?
established this.
Aaron Rodgers is math in his head.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it works out so well for him last year. It's 211.7 yards per game.
That's about what Jordan Love was doing.
But
And
I
isn't
think
that almost a layup or no?
I think the wild card is are you assuming health for every game for both those guys? Because you're almost asking the question, like, do they get hurt? Because the only way Jacobs doesn't get that
61
number,
yards a game.
yeah, is if he gets hurt. And I think same thing with Love.
Yeah.
The only way they don't get it is if they get hurt.
True.
Go be a winner. Go to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. That's where winners go. Millions of dollars are won every single weekend at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Come on, Matt. You're the fantasy football guy.
I know, but like we're pretty far removed from fantasy last year. Like,
And honestly, you're into tight ends. Like,
oh,
I knew how that was going to sound before I said it, but I didn't mean it like.
Okay.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CLEAN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CLEAN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CLEAN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's a home run! But wait, is your roof ready for the big league storms? If your roof has more holes than a catcher's mitt, it's time to bring in the pros. At Avondale Roofing, we've been handling leaks, repairs, and full replacements with major league precision for over 30 years. And as a GAF Master Elite certified contractor, we bring top-tier quality and proven performance to every job. Whether it's a quick patch-up or full upgrade, our team steps up to the plate and knocks it out of the park every time.
You're out.
Don't wait till water's in your dugout. Call Avondale Roofing today and keep your home in the win column.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. WeatherTech Chicago is up next on June 6th through the 8th. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
Metro Ford of Madison is Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Whether you're in the market for a new or new-to-you vehicle, Metro Ford of Madison has the customer service that's second to none. Metro Ford is also the home of the 2 years no-charge maintenance offer on new vehicle purchases, making it the place to go for the new Ford of your dreams. Browse their inventory, schedule a service, or see this month's offers at metrofordofmadison.com. That's metrofordofmadison.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team in 2025. Vote for us every day this month at MadisonMagazine.com.
They dance above me as I sing. I see them through a crystal haze and hear their sweet sound bouncing round the never-ending choral maze. The crystal haze.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, we are live at TPC Wisconsin for the AmFam Championship. It is a Phish Friday. That's why you're hearing one of my favorite songs from Phish bouncing around the room. Matt Hamilton, Jim Rutledge, Molly Brown with you. Primetime Wollersheim here as well. Primetime does math differently than Riley Yauk does, because Prime said we had 2 minutes. Riley said we got 30 seconds. So if you missed any of today's show, you can watch it back on ESPN Madison, ESPN Milwaukee. You also can stream it on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Hopefully you enjoyed those new to the show. Thanks to AC and Tosa for hopping in a few times and giving us some love. I can't get to his text, but we appreciate all our regular listeners and the new listeners to the show.
Yeah,
again, stream back on the ESPN Wisconsin app. KBN coming up next. This has been Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by the best beer in the world, Coors Light.
See you later.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking ZOA Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. ZOA is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has 0 sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to ZOAEnergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some ZOA for yourself. ZOA Energy for balance and drive.